trial of the man accused of killing 7 women in hotel rooms was stalled during the resumed sitting at the State High Court in Port-Harcourt. Arrested in September 2019 over the murder of 7 women in a bizarre manner, Gracious David West is standing trial for the offense allegedly committed in 3 states, including Rivers. Correspondent Uche Okoro reports.
It is alleged that Gracious David West lured women to different hotels where he killed them sometime in July and September 2019. 5 of the victims were in Port-Harcourt, 1 in Owerri, Imo State, and another in Lagos. Their corpses were all discovered after he fled the scene. The 40-year-old was eventually caught along the east-west road while traveling to Akwa Ibom State to evade arrest. The manager of a hotel is also answering to charges for tampering with the corpse of one of the victims in Port-Harcourt. A mild drama occurred when officers of the correctional services attempted to forcefully stop TVC News crew from capturing the arrival of the defendants in court. This elicited a stern warning from the presiding judge, Justice Adolphus Enebeli, who cautioned the officers to desist from assaulting journalists carrying out lawful duty in public interest. However, the trial was stalled due to the failure of the prosecution to serve both defendants with its final address.
Today ordinarily is supposed to be adoption of final written addresses, but the second defendant, counsel to the second defendant, only served the state counsel just yesterday, and therefore the state counsel still need time to respond, to reply.
The various parties ought to have adopted their final written addresses, but unfortunately, as I said, for constraints of service, the prosecution was not served in good time, and for that reason, they were not able to also serve the defendants.
Justice Enebeli also cautioned officers to employ lawful means of enforcing discipline amongst inmates when the first defendant complained of physical assault by officers of the correctional services.
It's quite unappreciated of the role of the correctional center officers to assault our client that is facing a capital offense. Even at that, our client has also informed us that the correctional center has even adjudged him guilty, even before the court has said so.
The case was adjourned to the 14th of August for adoption of final written addresses. Uche Okoro, TVC News, Port-Harcourt.
Uche joins me now for more on this trial. Uche, let's talk about the fracas between officials of the correctional service and journalists, as well as complaints by the first defendant that he was being physically assaulted by the officials.
Nifemi, it's just a reflection of the Nigerian society. I don't think I need to say there's much I need to say in response to your question. This is simply what happens on a daily basis where security agencies have considered, many security agencies, certainly not all of them, who have considered Nigerians to be at war with them. They seem to be at war with Nigeria. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. There's really not much that needs to be said here. It just goes to show that there's a lot of reorientation that needs to go on amongst our security agencies. Now, in this particular case, when we were at court, it just goes to show that those who have been entrusted with the responsibility to enforce the law they themselves do not understand the law or do not even know the law. Now, we as journalists know that unless we are authorized by the judge, we cannot record court proceedings. But it is normal to record every other thing aside from the court proceedings as journalists. So apparently, this official does not know the law or does know the law but decides to act in defiance to that law. So it's just a very reflection of our society where it is the citizens against security agencies, and shows that a lot really needs to be done. But I hail the response of the judge there, who called in officer and warned him sternly in very severe terms not to do that in the future.
Ochokoro live for us from Port-Harcourt.